Hi, my name's Jonathan. I'm a student here at BYU, and besides me is a woman named Ethel, a citizen of the country of Malawi. As depicted here, she's in the field of her own cultivation, but you might be able to see not much is growing. That's because Ethel, like millions of people worldwide, are suffering from malnutrition. As a disciple of Jesus Christ, I seek to follow the counsel of Alma as taught in Mosiah 18:28, where he said, "And thus they should impart of their substance, of their own free will and good desires towards God, and to serve those that stand in need, yea, and to every needy, naked soul." And as a student of molecular biology, I've come to the conclusion that in order to solve issues of world hunger, this can be possibly done through the integration and innovation of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, if we can get them into the countries and the populations that need them the most. To do so, I'd like to describe some obstacles surrounding world hunger and its issues today, what GMOs are, and how we have created some in our current modern day, and how they can be integrated into these populations that need them the most. To get started, world hunger is not new. It is possibly the issue of mankind, how to get food. And it's been around for thousands of years, and we've been solving it with great efficacy, but it's still a major issue. The World Bank ran a statistic from 2001 to 2022 of undernourished populations and found that in 2015, around 700 million people were considered malnourished. But that number rose to 880 million people by 2022, showing a clear obstacle that we need to achieve. But this cannot be done without further integration and innovation among our communities. I propose that GMOs can be this possible solution. Genetically modified organism is any living thing that we've modified using genetic engineering techniques for the benefit of mankind. It's a broad spectrum, so you might be thinking of how we use GMOs to further process our foods, but I'd like to bring to your mind something different: the addition of new beneficial nutrients to our food. This has been done recently for the specific purpose of malnourished populations. We've created protein-enriched cassava, insect-resistant cotton, drought-resistant corn, and vitamin A-enriched rice and maize. Those last two are of particular importance to these malnourished communities because they are increasingly more susceptible to vitamin A deficiency. And the World Health Organization states that around 250 to 500,000 children each year go blind due to vitamin A deficiency. And around half of them will die within a year of becoming blind. So we need to get the food to the people that need it the most. And it's possible. Kevin Nongolo did a study in 2025 showing that genetically modified crops can get into these countries and they can be effective. He studied South African incorporation of insect-resistant cotton called BT cotton and showed that it produced increased yields, profitability, and greater technical advantage among the farmers that used it, despite a higher seed cost of their competitors. He also states that genetically modified foods are not in the countries that need them. While cotton might be, vitamin A-enriched rice is not. The main reasons for this, he states, are illiteracy, ignorance, general lack of public awareness, and fear. That is not an African issue. It's a global issue. The Pew Research Center in 2016 did a study of genetically modified crops or organisms with a census, and they showed that 39% of US adults thought that genetically modified foods were worse for their health than their organic counterparts. They then replicated this study with scientists of the AAAS and found that only 12% held that same opinion. This shows a clear correlation between the effects of education and the supporting of genetically modified foods. Education is key. The key to the future. I envision a world in which hunger does not exist and is no longer a global problem. That will not happen without further innovation. And it will not come to pass if we do not support and educate what is currently going on. So let us be the generation that incinerates the obstacles of starvation. Let us fund the food of the future. To do so, as mentioned, the key is education. I've compiled a list of resources that I have personally used within the last year to become educated on this issue and to support it and decide on my own take of this. I invite you to take a scan of this QR code or find your own resources so you can be determined on what you support. Innovation will not exist if we do not know what it is. And remember, your efforts are never wasted. If we want to truly fulfill BYU's purpose to go forth and serve, we must know how to do so. I'd like to close with a quote from E.N.S. Arden, a General Authority 70 in his 2024 October address, Love Thy Neighbor. Remember, it is unlikely you will know the recipients of all your time, dollars, and dimes. But compassion does not require us to know them. It only requires us to love them. Let us love our neighbors. Let us fuel the future. Thank you.